Hello, hello, English learners. Welcome back to Learn How to Learn English, the podcast where every episode gives you real English and a little push to live better. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex, back again with more stories, more vocabulary, and more real talk. Emma, can I start with a question today?
Go for it, Alex.
Have you ever been in a room where everyone was panicking, shouting, running around, losing their minds, and then one single person just stayed completely calm? And somehow, that calm person made everyone else feel even more nervous?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. It's almost unsettling, isn't it? When someone doesn't react the way you expect them to?
This actually happened to me last week. Our whole team was in a meeting. The client was angry, emails were flying, everyone's voice was getting louder. And my manager, Bilal, just sat there, quiet, calm, sipping his tea like nothing was happening.
And how did that make you feel?
Strangely, more nervous. I kept thinking, why isn't he panicking? Does he know something I don't? Is this situation worse than I think? Or is it actually fine and I'm the one overreacting?
That, my friend, is today's topic. We're calling it Be So Calm It Makes People Nervous.
Be so calm it makes people nervous. I love that phrase. There's something quietly powerful about it.
Today we're going to talk about calmness, real calmness, not fake calmness, as a kind of quiet strength. Why it unsettles people who expect chaos, how to build it, and why it might be one of the most valuable things you ever develop.
And as always, if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to Learn How to Learn English. Tap that like button and share it with someone who needs a calmer mind today.
Let's get into it. Let's start with the definition, because calm is one of those words people use without really understanding it. Calm, C-A-L-M, free from stress, excitement, or strong emotion. Peaceful, steady, controlled.
But here's the important part. Calm doesn't mean feeling nothing. It doesn't mean you're empty inside or that you don't care. Real calm means you feel everything, but you don't let it control you.
That's such an important distinction. There's a difference between numb, feeling nothing at all, and calm, feeling something but staying steady anyway. Numb, N-U-M-B, without feeling, emotionally shut down.
So when my manager sat there sipping his tea during that chaotic meeting, you're saying he probably did feel the pressure?
Almost certainly, yes. He just didn't let that pressure control his voice, his face, or his decisions. That's the whole skill. Not avoiding the storm, standing steady inside it.
There's a lovely phrase for this. Calm is not the absence of the storm, it's the steadiness inside it. Absence, A-B-S-E-N-C-E, when something is not present, when it's missing.
Calm is not the absence of the storm, it's the steadiness inside it. Write that one down, listeners.
Okay, but Emma, here's what I actually don't understand. Why does someone else's calm make us nervous? Shouldn't it be relaxing, comforting even?
You'd think so, right? But here's what happens psychologically. When people around us panic, shout, react loudly, our brain reads that as useful information. It tells us, okay, this confirms the situation is serious. Everyone agrees. I should panic too.
So panic actually feels normal? Expected?
Exactly. Panic is loud, and loud feels honest to us somehow. But when someone stays calm during a genuinely stressful moment, our brain doesn't know what to do with that information. It creates a kind of confusion.
Confusion. C-O-N-F-U-S-I-O-N. A state of being uncertain, not understanding what's happening.
And that confusion often turns into a strange kind of respect, sometimes even discomfort. People start wondering, does this calm person know something I don't? Are they in control in a way I'm not? It quietly makes them question their own reaction.
That explains exactly what happened in that meeting. Bilal's calm wasn't loud, but it somehow said more than all our shouting combined.
Calm has a strange kind of volume of its own. It doesn't need to be loud to be heard. Let me tell you about a time I completely lost my own calm, because I think it's important to be honest about this too. A few years ago, I was driving to an important interview, already running a little late, and my car got a flat tire on the highway.
Oh no, terrible timing.
I completely panicked. My hands were shaking, I was shouting at nobody, calling people, crying a little, convinced my entire future depended on this one interview. I couldn't think clearly at all.
What happened next?
A stranger stopped to help, an older man, maybe 60 years old, and while I was panicking beside the road, he calmly opened his car, took out tools, and simply said, "Don't worry, these things happen. Let's fix it together."
And how did that affect you?
Almost instantly, my panic started to shrink. Not because the situation changed, the tire was still flat, but because his calm gave my nervous system permission to slow down too. Permission. Permission. Being allowed to do something.
So his calm was almost contagious.
Contagious. Contagious. Spreading easily from one person to another. Usually used for illness, but it works beautifully for emotions too. Calm, just like panic, can spread from person to person.
That's such a powerful realization. If panic is contagious, calm must be too, which means staying calm isn't just protecting yourself. It's quietly protecting everyone around you as well.
Exactly. That stranger probably has no idea how much that 10 minutes on the highway taught me.
Now, Emma, I want to bring up something important. Sometimes people confuse real calm with just pretending, bottling everything up, forcing a smile, acting fine when you're actually falling apart inside.
Such an important point. That's not calm at all. That's suppression. Suppress. Suppress. To push down or hide a feeling instead of dealing with it.
Suppression might look calm on the surface, but underneath, everything is still spinning. And usually, it comes out eventually, through anger later, through exhaustion, sometimes even through the body, headaches, stomach problems.
So, how do we tell the difference, practically, between someone genuinely calm and someone just performing calm for others?
I think real calm has room in it. Room to say, actually, this is difficult. I'm a little worried, but I'm choosing to handle it steadily. Fake calm has no room for honesty at all. It insists everything is fine, always, no exceptions.
There's a helpful phrase here. Real calm makes space for the storm. It just refuses to be ruled by it. Ruled, from the word rule, meaning controlled or governed completely by something.
Real calm makes space for the storm. It just refuses to be ruled by it.
So next time you catch yourself forcing a smile while falling apart inside, pause. That's not calm. That's just calm's tired cousin, performance.
Here's something I've noticed about genuinely calm people. They seem to make better decisions under pressure. Is that just my imagination, or is there something real there?
It's very real, actually. When we panic, a part of our brain designed for quick survival reactions takes over completely, and our ability to think clearly, plan, and reason drops significantly. It's sometimes called flooding.
Flooding? Like water?
Similar idea, Flooding, in this sense, means your emotions rise so quickly and so high that they overwhelm your clear thinking, exactly like water flooding over a wall. Overwhelm. Overwhelm. When something is too much to handle at once.
So a calm person isn't necessarily smarter. They're simply thinking with a brain that hasn't been flooded.
Exactly right. That's why calm people often ask better questions in a crisis. What actually happened? What are our options? What's the very next step? Instead of only reacting emotionally to how bad things feel in that moment.
I've started practicing this myself, actually. Whenever something stressful happens now, I try to pause for even 3 seconds before reacting. Just 3 seconds before I speak or decide anything.
And has that helped?
Surprisingly, yes. Those 3 seconds are usually just enough time for the first wave of panic to pass, so whatever comes out next is a little steadier.
This actually reminds me of someone I once worked under early in my career. His name was Farhan, and in 3 full years, I never once heard him shout. Not during a missed deadline, not during a client complaint, not even the day our entire server crashed right before a launch.
Not even once? That's hard to imagine in a stressful workplace.
Not once. And here's the interesting part. He wasn't distant or cold either. He was warm, funny, easy to talk to. He simply never let a crisis borrow his voice.
Did people take advantage of that? Sometimes calm bosses get walked over.
Actually, the opposite happened. Slowly, people started bringing him their biggest problems first, before anyone else. Nobody wanted to bring bad news to someone who might explode. But Farhan? You could tell him anything, and he'd simply ask, "Okay, what do we do next?"
So his calm became a kind of invitation. It made honesty feel safe.
Exactly. Fear makes people hide problems until they become disasters. Calm makes people bring problems early while they're still small and fixable. Disaster, disaster, a very serious and often sudden event that causes great harm.
I think that's why calm people often end up trusted with more responsibility, even without asking for it. People simply feel safer around them.
There's a phrase worth remembering. People don't just follow the loudest voice, they follow the safest one. Loud can command a room for a moment. Safe keeps people there for years.
People don't just follow the loudest voice, they follow the safest one. That completely reframes what leadership even means.
Farhan never tried to prove he was in control. He simply behaved like someone who already was, quietly, every single day. And eventually, without him ever demanding it, people just started trusting him with everything.
Let's bring this closer to home, too, because calm doesn't only matter at work. It matters just as much in relationships, arguments, disagreements with people we love.
This is such an important area, actually, because arguments are exactly where most of us lose our calm the fastest.
I remember an argument with my brother a few months back over something honestly quite small, whose turn it was to handle some family paperwork. But it escalated fast. Escalate. Escalate. To become more serious or intense, step by step.
What happened?
I raised my voice first, honestly, and he matched it immediately, louder. Within 2 minutes, we weren't even talking about the paperwork anymore. We were bringing up old arguments from years ago, completely unrelated things.
That's such a common pattern. Once volume enters an argument, the actual subject often disappears completely.
Eventually, I caught myself, took a breath, and said, "Okay, let's stop. I don't even want to fight about this. I just want it handled." And I said it quietly, almost surprising myself.
And what happened after that?
Within a minute, his voice dropped too. It was strange, like my calm gave him somewhere to land. The whole argument was resolved in another 5 minutes, completely calmly.
This connects perfectly to what we said earlier about calm being contagious. In an argument, someone has to be the first person to lower their voice. It rarely feels natural in the moment, but it's often the fastest way to actually solve anything.
There's a phrase for this, too. You can't outshout a problem, but you can out-calm one.
You can't outshout a problem, but you can out-calm one. That's going straight into my notes.
It doesn't mean staying silent or pretending you're not upset, though, right? I still told him honestly that it bothered me.
Exactly right. Calm during an argument isn't about hiding your feelings. It's about delivering them at a volume the other person can actually hear, instead of one that just makes them defensive. I also want to gently push back on a common misunderstanding. Some people think calm means weak, passive, someone who simply doesn't care enough to react strongly.
I used to think that too, honestly. Growing up, I associated loud reactions with strength and quiet reactions with someone who just wasn't bothered.
But think about it differently. Staying calm in a difficult moment often takes far more effort than losing control. Losing control is easy. It's the default, the automatic reaction. Choosing steadiness instead, again and again, takes real strength.
There's a phrase for this, too. Calm isn't the easy road, it's simply the quieter one.
Calm isn't the easy road. It's simply the quieter one. I love that.
Think about firefighters, surgeons, pilots, people whose job depends on staying calm during genuine emergencies. Nobody would call them weak. Their calm is exactly what makes them trustworthy.
Calm in those situations isn't the absence of courage. It's courage wearing a very quiet outfit.
Okay, let's get practical now. How does someone actually build this kind of calm, especially if they've spent years reacting quickly to everything?
First, slow your breathing on purpose. It sounds almost too simple, but slow, deep breaths physically tell your nervous system, we are safe. There's no need to panic.
Second, delay your reaction slightly. You don't need to reply, decide, or respond the exact second something happens. A short pause, even a few seconds, gives your calmer mind time to catch up.
Third, lower your voice instead of raising it. This one genuinely surprises people. When a conversation gets heated, speaking slightly softer, slightly slower, often calms the whole room faster than matching the loudness.
Fourth, separate the problem from your feelings about the problem. Ask yourself, what actually happened, factually? Then, separately, how do I feel about it? Keeping these two things apart, even briefly, prevents panic from taking over completely.
And fifth, practice calm in small moments, not just big ones. Traffic, a spilled drink, a minor inconvenience. If you practice steadiness in small storms, it becomes far more available to you during the bigger ones.
And a sixth one, which I learned the hard way, protect your calm by choosing carefully what you consume. Constant loud news, constant arguing online, constant stressful conversations late at night. All of it quietly trains your nervous system to expect chaos.
Did you notice a real difference after changing that?
Genuinely, yes. I started limiting how much stressful content I scrolled through before bed, and within a couple of weeks, I noticed I was reacting to small, daily frustrations far less intensely than before.
That makes complete sense. You can't expect a calm mind if you're constantly feeding it chaos right before sleep. What we consume shapes what we carry.
That last one feels important. You can't expect calm to suddenly appear during a crisis if you've never practiced it during ordinary, everyday annoyances.
Exactly. Calm is a muscle, quietly built in small, unremarkable moments, long before it's ever truly tested.
Actually, before we move to vocabulary, can I share one more quick story? A shorter one this time.
Please, go ahead.
During my final exam in university, the exam hall lost power halfway through, right in the middle of a 3-hour paper. Half the room started panicking. Some students literally stood up shouting at the supervisor.
And what did you do?
Honestly, my first instinct was to panic too. But then I looked at one girl sitting near me, just calmly resting her pen down, waiting quietly, like this was completely normal,
Just from watching her?
just from watching her. I copied her basically, put my pen down, took a slow breath, and waited. The power came back within 10 minutes, and I finished my paper calmly, while some of the panicking students ran out of time.
So her calm quietly saved your exam too, in a way.
In a way, yes. I never even learned her name, but I still think about that moment sometimes.
Proof that you never really know how far your own calm might travel, or who it might quietly help along the way. That reminds me of something similar, actually, from a hospital waiting room a couple of years ago.
Oh, what happened?
My mother needed a small procedure, nothing too serious in the end, but at the time, we didn't know that. The waiting room was full of worried families, and the air genuinely felt heavy, if that makes sense.
It does. Waiting rooms have a strange energy of their own.
There was an older nurse walking between families, checking on people, and she moved so unhurried, so steady, like nothing in that entire building could rush her.
Even with everything happening around her?
Even then, at one point, a man near us started raising his voice at the front desk, frustrated about the waiting time. And this nurse simply walked over, spoke quietly, and somehow, within a minute, he was calm again too.
What did she say to him?
Honestly, I don't even remember her exact words. It wasn't really about the words. It was her tone, her pace, the way she made him feel heard instead of managed.
That's an important distinction. Heard, not managed. People can usually tell the difference.
Completely. And watching her, I remember thinking, this is probably her 100th stressful family today, and yet she still had this steadiness left to give. That takes real practice, not luck.
Did it help you and your family too, watching her?
It really did. Somehow her calm spread quietly through that whole waiting room, family by family, without her ever raising her voice once.
Two strangers, two completely different places, an exam hall and a hospital. And both times, one calm person changed the whole room.
Maybe that's the real takeaway hiding inside today's episode. Calm rarely announces itself loudly. It just quietly does its work, one steady person at a time.
Word tour time. Let's review today's best vocabulary.
First word, calm. Free from stress or strong emotion, peaceful and steady. She stayed calm even when everyone else was panicking.
Next, numb. Without feeling, emotionally shut down. After the shock, he felt completely numb for a while.
Next, contagious, spreading easily from person to person. Her calm energy was almost contagious in the room.
Next, suppress. To push down or hide a feeling instead of dealing with it. He suppressed his anger instead of talking about it.
Next, overwhelm, when something is too much to handle at once. The bad news overwhelmed her for a moment.
Next, permission. Being allowed to do something. His calmness gave me permission to relax too.
Next, confusion, a state of uncertainty, not understanding what's happening. His calm reaction caused a strange kind of confusion in the room.
And last, absence. When something is not present, missing. Calm isn't the absence of fear, it's steadiness despite it.
8 solid words today. Try using at least 2 of them in your own sentences before the end of the day.
Before we close, I want to be clear about one thing. Being calm doesn't mean pretending problems don't exist, and it definitely doesn't mean never feeling anything strongly.
It simply means learning to hold your feelings without letting them completely take the wheel. You can feel afraid and still speak steadily. You can feel angry and still choose your words carefully.
And it takes practice. Some days you'll stay wonderfully steady. Other days you'll snap, panic, or overreact anyway. And that's simply part of being human, not a failure.
This is a skill, not a personality trait some people are simply born with and others aren't. Anyone can build it, slowly, moment by moment, storm by storm.
And here's what makes it so worth building. Calm doesn't just protect your own mind during hard moments. It quietly steadies everyone standing near you, too.
Think back to Farhan, or that stranger who stopped to help me with my flat tire. Neither of them gave a speech about staying calm. They simply were calm, and that alone changed the people around them.
Maybe that's the real lesson here. We spend so much energy trying to convince people to calm down with words. But the more effective thing is usually just being calm ourselves and letting that quietly do the convincing.
Actions really do carry a different kind of weight than words, especially when it comes to emotions. You can't argue someone into feeling steady, but you can often invite them into it, simply by being steady yourself first. So the next time chaos shows up around you, in a meeting, on a difficult phone call, during an ordinary bad day, try staying just a little steadier than the moment expects. You might be surprised by how much that quiet steadiness actually says.
Final wrap-up. Today we talked about what real calm actually is, why it makes other people nervous, the difference between real calm and fake calm, how calm affects decision-making, and why calm is genuine strength, not weakness.
Our community question for today: describe one moment when staying calm actually helped you. Write it in the comments, in English. We read every single one.
Your story might be exactly the reminder someone else needs today.
And today's key vocabulary to remember: calm, numb, contagious, suppress, overwhelm, permission, confusion, absence. Use them today in your own life, your own sentences.
If today's episode helped you, please click like, subscribe to learn how to learn English, and share it with someone who could use a calmer moment today.
Being calm doesn't mean you feel less. It simply means you've learned to carry what you feel a little more steadily.
This was Learn How to Learn English with Alex.
And Emma. Until next time, stay steady, keep learning, and let your calm speak louder than the chaos around you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Take care of yourselves. Really take care. We'll see you in the next episode.